the Goodwood team just saying their final prayers, and we should be getting underway in a couple minutes, or less than a minute I would say. And it's a situation where Goodwood will have to try and put them under some sort of pressure. They sort of can't play defensively, can they? They sit. If they sit back and get too deep and bring pressure on themselves, it could be real problems here today.
I think Goodwood has to play very smart. Don't try to go out attacking too much against this Speyside team.
Well, here is the kickoff as the ball played long. And Goodwood at the moment going forward. And a nice brisk start from them. And they've won the first corner. Yeah. So a good start from them. Nice brisk start and going down that right side and attacking.
Yes, Colin. Goodwood seems to be not fair in this Speyside side. They intend to put Speyside on the back foot. And that's a kind of smart. It could be very good for them today.
Well, a right-sided corner. So here is the ball just outside the box, and eventually it's going to be out for a throw. So the throw going to Goodwood. So Goodwood secondary here today. This is Trim for Speyside. He's brought down. And it's going to be a free kick for Speyside.
I think Colin have to say if Goodwood doesn't get hold of Trim today, it could be a very long day for them.
Yeah, he's not only very speedy, but in terms of with the ball at his feet, said he's pretty useful as well. He carries the ball well. He's a good dribbler, and you're right. If they don't pay close attention to him, they can find themselves in real problems.
Yes, Trim has all the attributes of being a great player, but he just needs to do it consistent.
Yeah, well. Let's see, the man in the middle there is Gray. So, Gray, is that no relation, is it?
I don't think Jahim Gray.
Ray's Gray, is it? Or there's Ray's Gray, but he's one of the stoppers.
Yes.
But he's...
two Grays in the team
Yeah,
today.
there's two Grays. There's the left midfielder in Jahim Gray, and then there's Ray's Gray, one of the two stoppers. Well, it's going to be a goal kick for Goodwood. The referees. So that ball, he's actually changing the ball.
Speyside seems to be pressing very high here, Colin.
Yeah, they're right outside the box as that goal kick is sent down, straight down the middle. And the ball goes to Williams, but he loses out as this could be a danger here. The shot comes, but straight to the keeper. Really had no power in that shot. Shot coming from Phillips. But I went... But that's the thing, when you make mistakes at the back, sometimes said you're lucky if you don't pay.
And I think Speyside was quite lucky there, because that seems to be a one-on-one, but the shot was a bit tame.
Oh, here is Eastman going up that left side. This is the skipper, Parisian. As Speyside nicely stringing a few passes together. And that was Campbell. last minute replacement. He came in, and this is Parisian. A little bit of a tussle there with Phillips.
And I like that play by Goodwood. They seems to trying to spring their strikers early, catch Speyside on the defensive. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Phillips, one of the strikers. There's Jordan playing it back in field, but it's picked up by Gray. This is Ray's Gray. He is one of the strikers. This is Trim, trying to do a little bit too much. It's going to be a throw for Goodwood.
Colin, I have to say, Goodwood has started pretty okay, and they seem to trying to press Speyside very high as well. And that could be trying to put Speyside on the back foot, so they could be on the front foot as early as possible.
Well, just about 5.5 minutes gone.
Hey guys, talk closer to the microphone.
As Phillips being pushed in the back, and the referee immediately awarding the free kick to Goodwood. There's James with it. Nice long ball. Not such a great header. Goes high in there, but gets it away from the area, and the referees call for a foul. So skipper Parisian with the free kick. Sends it up to Phillips. So that actually was Gray. Over on that far side, it looks like Eastman. Speyside knocking it around nicely. This is Gray. Sends the ball forward. This could be a chance here. That's good keeping. He came out quickly and smothered the ball, but was he in an offside position? It seems that he was in an offside position. So the assistant referee is seeing that she's called the offside, and it's going to be a free kick for Goodwood.
Colin, that is a dangerous play, and Goodwood has to be keeping the eyes open on these plays. These ball just over the top between the keeper and the defense.
Here is the free kick set downfield. Parisian looking to challenge, and the shot again. What I like so far about Goodwood, said they're looking to, once they get the opportunity, the guys up front, they're looking to shoot.
And that's good. That's a good idea.
That's a good ball. This could be a problem here for Goodwood. He's taking the shot too early. He could have carried it a little bit more.
I think he had more room than he thought he has.
Dalrymple not really getting it away. It's picked up there, but it seemed like Burnett was the man picking up that ball. And it's going to be a throw for Goodwood.
But Colin, I have to ask, how do you think, or what do you see of Speyside tactics here right now?
Well, I think they're pretty good at the moment. They're trying to knock the ball around. They create the offside again. They're looking to create some space for themselves. And then when they're ready, I'm looking at Goodwood. They're playing with a bit of a high line. And I think Speyside is trying to utilize that and trying to play the ball at the back of the defense.
And that's why I'm saying it is kind of tricky on how they're defending.
Yeah.
But going forward, I like the idea of them springing it early.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. Here is Phillips, does well. Still Phillips, in fact, he allowed the ball to be picked up by Clark. But here goes Speyside with Trim. Scott Williams coming up in support, gives it back to Trim. Still Trim in possession. This could be a problem, and the cross was not good at all. Should have done better.
Yes, he should have done better. He has enough room to put in a great cross there.
So a goal kick for Goodwood. Nicely taken down. This is Gray. This is a good turn, but the ball just ran away from him a little bit. That is Ray's Gray. So Speyside being patient at the moment. It's with Williams. Goes all the way towards Dalrymple. He goes out to Eastman. Eastman does well. Gets it forward to Toppin. Back to Eastman. It's in the middle now towards Burnett. But here goes a chance again, and may have just took it quickly. There was Toppin. And again we see it, Sid, the through ball, and the Speyside players are running onto it. They just haven't been able to capitalize and put it in the back of the net.
Speyside is trying to keep the ball and have Goodwood come drawn to it, and the deep midfielders are running on over the top and causing a lot of problems there for Goodwood.
Well, it's going to be a left-sided corner for Speyside. Still goalless just after 10 minutes here. Long, high, looping one. The heads go up. A header coming in there from Toppin, but never controlled it. He was always, the ball seemed to always be going over his head, Sid, and he couldn't get over it to put that header into the back of the net.
I think Toppin needed to have his timing right, but it was a great effort nevertheless.
Here goes Speyside again, but they lose out as it's going to be a free kick for Goodwood. Dalrymple with the header, gets it nicely across to Eastman. He's going up that left side, is Eastman. He's looking for some support, but a player is down in the meantime. Seems to be Toppin, but Eastman just trying to make the run, and the ball cleared away, and it's going to be a corner again for Speyside. So Goodwood under some pressure now, because Speyside is starting to move this ball forward and putting them under pressure.
Yes, and I think Speyside should have Goodwood on a lot more pressure, because you're supposed to state your dominance. You are the premiership team. Put the lower ranked team under a lot of pressure. Let them know that I am the big boss.
Well, the big boss still hasn't scored, and it's goalless. So it means that, and the longer it stays goalless, Sid, the more confident Goodwood will become.
Yes, the longer Speyside takes the score, it brings Goodwood into play more and more. So, and I think it will put more pressure on Speyside.
Here is the Toppin in the meantime is making his way off the field. So it's going to be a left-sided corner for Speyside. That's nice curl in one, going to the far post, and it eludes everybody, but it's hooked back into play. And the shot comes, eventually it's cleared, but not really just at the edge of the box. And Goodwood getting problems to get this ball away. And this set back towards looking for Toppin, there was looking for the shot coming from Jaheim Gray, and eventually it went over the bar. So it's going to be a goal kick for Goodwood. So that was James playing a little bit with the ball. He got away with it.
I think that's a dangerous place to be playing the ball, yes. trying to beat. Out as a defender, I think the coach would not be pleased with that play.
So the ball sent down looking for Walton and intercepted by Williams, but he can't keep it in. And as a matter of fact, I think the referees awarded a free kick to Williams. Let's have a look and see. There's Williams getting up, and yes, he's going to take the free kick. So a foul there committed on Williams. Seems to be Dalrymple coming across to take the free kick. It is Dalrymple. Plays it nicely up the line to Williams. Williams on the go. This is a good run from him. Can he get the ball across nicely? But it's cleared away. And again, Goodwood playing around with the ball at the back. And Speyside regained possession. And this is Trim. Jaheim Trim. Tried to do a little bit too much. Didn't see the player coming from the back to put in the challenge, Phillips. And he took it out. So this, again, they lose it. This coming forward with it is Jaheim Gray, and he's fouled. It's going to be a free kick for Speyside.
I think Goodwood High needs to be more careful when they are coming out from the back, trying to play too much from coming out from the back. Yes, I know they want to keep it, but he has to play very smart. Can't be too risky.
Well, it's going to be a free kick for Speyside. Williams, the man over the ball, Nikhil Williams. Well, that's a bad free kick. Surely City needs to get that ball inside, getting in just maybe around the penalty spot,
yes,
and get his players to attack it.
I think Speyside has much bigger guys than Goodwood, and I think they just need to put it in the right spot for their big guys when they are coming up for the free kicks.
Well, let's see. They're really playing around with that ball, but luckily they get the foul. And it's going to be a free kick again. Set downfield, but it's picked up in the middle of the field. This is, let's see, is that Burnett? It is Burnett, but he loses out to Walton, and Walton trying to play that ball through again, trying to thread it in between the defenders. This is Jordan. And it's won here by Jaheim Gray. Goes all the way back towards Jordan. Good turn, but in so doing he loses out. No foul, says the referee. Play on. Player really in control of it, but away goes that ball sent towards stopping. The keeper is coming. He's got to win it. He did well. Did very, very well. He came a long way out of his goal, and you had to think, said he needed to win it, or Toppin would have been in.
If he didn't, Toppin would have been in, and that's a smart piece of goalkeeping there by the goalkeeper there.
So this is a ball played over onto this near side. It's with Trim. He goes back to Williams. Eventually it's cleared away by Clark. And away goes James for Goodwood. He's got some space in front of him as Williams had to come back, but coming inside and he's lost it. It's picked up here again. This is Williams. Playing it infield towards Burnett. The ball goes wide towards Eastman. In front of him, this is Campbell. Toppin has made the run, but Campbell decides to go back towards Eastman. So very patient at the moment. Burnett getting it up to Eastman, and the ball played in infield now towards Campbell. He again goes back as this is the skipper, Parisian, getting it forward towards Jaheim Gray. Jaheim Gray looking to thread the needle, trying to get it through towards Trim. But here is Reyes Gray. He leaves it for Campbell. Is he brought down? Yes, says the referee. It's going to be a free kick in a pretty dangerous position. And Goodwood will have to be very wary. Not sure who's the dead ball kicker on the Speyside team, Sid, but it's in a good position.
It's in a very great position there. You see, more center, a nice right footer could whip this one just over the wall. With a little bit of pace, the ball is far enough to make the dip up and over the wall to make that dip. And the goalkeeper is pretty short, I have to say.
Yes, yes. But he's done well so far because he's had a couple. Here's the free kick. But that goes over the bar. As you rightly said, it went over the wall. It didn't dip though, and that was the problem.
Yes.
So the keeper just waiting on. Let's see, the man taking the free kick is Clark. The goal kick is Clark. Gets it down towards Walton. Walton goes back to Jordan. So they're trying to do the correct thing, but just sometimes they're just holding on to that ball, as we saw there, and didn't know what to do with it. So here is Speyside again. Nice long diagonal ball. The keeper comes. He wasn't there. He didn't get it. And Toppin couldn't capitalize. And the ball goes out for a goal kick.
That was a great effort there. The pass seems to be a bit heavy, but I think if it was played correctly, I think the goalkeeper might have come and collect there. But of course, some problems saw Toppin. It would have been a nice 50-50 there.
Oh yeah, it certainly would have been.
We'll see who would have been the braver one.
So this is Speyside with Eastman playing it in towards Campbell. He turns nicely, gets it to Jaheim Gray. He's looking to play it through. This could be a chance for Trim. He's going one way, twisting the other, having this shot, and it took a deflection and went high over the bar. But good play by Trim. He was going one way, he was closed down. Sid had to go back on his left foot, and then a good tackle coming in the end. The deflection took the ball over the bar.
And this is it with Trim. Trim is very tricky, so you have to be very careful when he has the ball, especially in the box. That was a nice play by Trim to try to get off a shot there, but great defending by Goodwood High School.
Well, here is the corner. They tend to get these corners up to the far post, and we see 3 yellow shirts coming in at that far post. And again, they're not able to capitalize on it. And still, it's now coming up to just over 21 and a half minutes gone, and still, it's Speyside 0, Goodwood 0. And you're just wondering, how has Speyside not at least found the back of the net with 1 goal? There they go again. Sid, they're giving away that ball at the back. They're going to pay sooner or later if they continue doing that. But here they go. This is Phillips. Speedy player. And he did the right thing. He cut inside, was looking for the shot. Unfortunately, came off the outside of the boot.
Colin, this guy seems to be very tricky as well. He has a bit of pace that is giving Speyside defense a lot of trouble here, because when he has it, he's going direct. And having the Speyside defenders backing, and most of the time he's getting his shots off. Colin, this could be a very tricky day for Speyside.
I like how you said it could be a tricky day for Speyside, especially if they're not going to take the chances, because let's face facts. They've created quite a few chances, but they've just not been able to put them away.
Yes, Colin, and sometimes you do pay. It could gets one.
Right.
It could be that's why I'm saying it could be a very tricky day for Speyside. One good goal, and this could be all over for Speyside.
Well, we'll wait and see your prediction. So it's going to be a throw for Speyside. This is Campbell. Sends a long ball forward, but this time the defenders are well in place. Jack allows it to go through to the keeper, and ball sent downfield. This is Burnett. Does well. Still in possession. Sends a good ball out towards Williams. Oh no, he loses out trying to do a little too much, but he regains possession, luckily for him. Sends it in field towards Jaheim Gray. He sends the ball in, but it's again cleared away. This is Eastman giving it towards Burnett. He goes to Campbell. The ball played wide to Toppin. Sends the ball in, and a little deflection. Luckily, it went straight to the keeper. So everything at the moment going Goodwood's way. The keeper throws it out, but gives it straight back to Speyside. So they're going to come again. Oh no, a bad pass. So it's picked up here by Phillips. He loses out, however. And this time it goes to Trim. Still in possession is Jaheim Trim. Gets it towards Nikel Williams. And Phillips, he's now in possession. Sends a long ball over on the far side, looking for Martin. But it's picked up by Eastman. He's going forward nicely with it. He's going to, oh, that's a good tackle in the end, but by Smith. But still, Speyside have possession. The ball sent across field. But it's won here by Jordan. He leaves it for James, and James sends that ball forward, looking for that speedy guy, Phillips. But it's picked up here by Williams. Plays it in field. Burnett sends a good ball across to Eastman. Eastman always seems to be available. And this is
And
Campbell.
he should be. He's playing wing backs and he's coming just in the right time.
This is Campbell. This is a good run. Toppin is wide. This is Toppin. Is he going to look for the shot? He's coming in field with it. And Jack Smith put in a really good tackle. Javan Smith. And the ball goes out. It's going to be a through for Speyside. 25 and a half minutes gone. Still, Sid Gray. It's Speyside 0, Goodwood 0.
Yes, and Speyside may be feeling a bit nervous.
Well, and as you rightly say, just one attack. And if that one attack can spring a goal, who knows? Ball cleared downfield. But this is Dalrymple. It's going to come straight back at the Goodwood defense. Williams. I like the two wing backs. They keep in advanced positions and they're willing to use that space wide on the right and wide on the left. As this is Clark. That's Justin Clark. Gets it to Phillips. Phillips plays it back in field towards Justin Clark. And coming back and putting in the tackle was Campbell. Picked up by Parisian. He gives it to Williams. This is Trim. Looking to take on his man. Trying to go. That's a good tackle in the end. Coming in from Wickham. But that was good play from Trim. Pushed it around the Jordan, the left back. And there was Wickham coming across to do covering. That was good play.
Yes, great covering there. And that's a smart play. It needs to be doubling him.
Yeah, Trim. Yeah, you seem to think that is the real danger player for Speyside. Don't play it in field, but they give it away. And Eastman goes wide towards Toppin. Gives it to Campbell. Campbell looking for a shot. The idea wasn't bad, but it's a long way out. It would have had to have some power and also some proper direction.
I think that was a bit ambitious by him. I think he has a smarter play there to bring the striker into play and move it around instead of going for the rush shots. So when you see these kind of rush shots, they tend to be desperation.
Yes. Well, I suppose also as you talk desperation. With the score being 0-0, I think you're right. Speyside will be looking up and saying, 27 minutes coming up to 28 minutes have gone, and still they're yet to score against a Goodwood team that are very plucky.
And it's not just it's 0-0. Even though they're having shots, they haven't really troubled the goalkeeper as yet.
Well, here's Trim again trying to push the ball around Jordan. He does succeed, and Wickham this time he can't stop him, but both men double tackle him, double team him now, and Trim still in possession, and eventually has to go back towards Williams. The ball played out to Burnett. He goes wide to Eastman. Eastman coming forward with it, gives it to Toppin. Toppin sends the cross over to the far side. Is Trim going to get there? He may stop it from going out. Yes, he does, and he's being confronted here by Jordan. Matter of fact, that was not Jordan. The man coming back was Walton. So it's Goodwood now. All 9-10 players back in defense. And this is Dalrymple. Burnett. Jaheim Gray. Back to Burnett. And they give it away. Ball played down towards Phillips. And he's going to look to run at the defense. But he's not successful this time. As this is Burnett coming forward with it. Gets it wide towards Jaheim Gray. The ball played in field. This is Reyes Gray. But they give it away. It's Morris. Tries to turn with it. But it's picked up this time by Eastman. And Speyside going forward. Conditions are pretty good. The field is held up well. We had a lot of rain here in Tobago early this morning, but the weather has held up nicely, and the field is pretty good for football.
Yes, Colin, this is one of the better fields that it having in Trinidad and Tobago, and the best in Tobago, I have to say, Colin. It is one of the sand-based, so it doesn't hold.
Field, yeah.
It doesn't hold water, Colin.
Well, here is Goodwood coming forward with Walton. Still Walton in possession, gets it to Phillips. Phillips looking to get it to Morris. He finds Morris, but he can't get past Eastman, but the loose ball is picked up by Justin Clark. He gives it to Smith. Smith in possession now. Is he going to come inside with it? He does. Gets it back to Clark. Clark turns nicely with it. Plays it into the middle of the field. Gets it to James. James goes wide as Smith in an advanced position now. Is he looking to cross it? No. He plays it beautifully down the line as the cross ball comes. And there are two men at the back post. And my word, there was Walton in front of Phillips. And I tell you, had he left that ball, Phillips could have brought it down. He had enough time to bring it down and put it into the back of the net. But what a chance for Goodwood.
Yes, Colin, that was a great chance for Goodwood. And it was a patient build-up by Goodwood as well.
And what a good cross from Javan Smith. Here comes, this will give them confidence. I like the look of Phillips at the moment, Sid. He's really a real nuisance to that Speyside defense.
Yes.
But here's Justin Clark, and that's another ambitious one. Goes high over the bar, and it's going to be a goal kick.
Phillips seems to be busy. He has the intentions. His intentions. Pick it up.
Head straight.
Head straight.
Yeah. Go straight down the highway. Don't go into any side roads.
Yes.
He picks it up and he runs direct at the defense. He could be a handful. Oh, well, he has already been a handful. Oh, I suppose once he gets the kind of support. But this is a ball played forward. And the keeper is looking to come again. Then he's decided to hold his ground because he realized that Reyes Gray was getting there long before him. And Gray had to play it back, looking for trim, but they give it away. And this is Goodwood coming forward with James. Still James. He's took too long. And let's see. Being kept in by Toppin, gets it back to Williams, into the middle now with Burnett.
Colin Speyside seems to be frustrated by the way of play of Goodwood.
All of a sudden, their pace has, they seem to have slowed the game down really to walking pace, which is surprising.
Yes, Colin, because it seems like they cannot get through to the defense of Goodwood.
Yeah. Did you see that run there from Phillips? He was dancing with the ball one way, then the next. Unfortunately, the pass went a little bit astray.
Colin, there is at least 6 players at the back all the time for Goodwood.
It's a good tactical ploy. And there is Jack getting possession. And is he... No, it's a bit of a tussle there with Gray. That's Reyes Gray. There was Toppin. Luckily, he gets it back. Gets it to Jaheim Gray. And he also has a shot. So we're seeing shots coming from distance, Sid. And you're right. I think it's a bit of frustration now on Speyside because they can't maneuver the ball through the defense. When they first started, they were playing the ball through the defense and they were running onto it. We haven't seen that for a little while because Goodwood seem to have stopped. They haven't been playing that high and they're covering those through balls now.
Yes, Colin. And that's is the frustration for Speyside because they cannot get to pass these small little passes through the defense. So that's why they are frustrated by taking these 40-yarders, and it's not troubling the goalkeeper.
You know, you made an interesting point when we first started the broadcast, and you talked about Goodwood being plucky, and they are. They're really. Here is Phillips, and he loses out. He tried to turn back there. Yeah, they are really plucky side at the moment. They don't have the thrills and the frills, but they fight and they fight for every ball. And once they get possession. My concern with them, though, they're holding on a little bit too much at the back, and they can run themselves into problems with that.
And that's the danger part for them there. Trying to play out too much. Sometimes you have to look ugly and restart yourself.
ball cleared upfield. This is Jaheim Gray getting it to his left towards Eastman coming out early from his defensive position, and they've won a throw. Well, he gives it right back to Goodwood, but they in turn give it to Dalrymple towards Toppin. He has to go all the way back to his goalkeeper Thomas. Yes, he's giving it away. Oh, Phillips has slipped. This is a chance still. My word. In the end, it was a good save. But all of a sudden, Phillips was in, and you had to think, Sid, he should have scored.
Well, Colin, I thought this was 1-0, and this would have been the trouble here.
Yes. Trouble in Tobago.
Yes.
Here is Toppin, however. Sends the ball through, but it's always going to be the keeper.
Colin, Speyside seems to look like they are not in the championship here for me. Well, I have to say, this is why I love the INTERCOL.
Yeah, it is. Here is again. They nearly gave it away again. And Eastman clears his lines, and it's going to be a throw for Goodwood Secondary. 35 and a half minutes gone. Still, it's goalless. Who would have thought that 35 minutes ago? Throw sent downfield looking for Clark, but it's picked up here by Toppin and played out, so it's going to be a throw for Speyside.
Speyside is playing as a walking pace here, Colin.
Yeah, it's strange, hasn't it? They're not too sure what's gone wrong with them, because they started off putting the Goodwood team under pressure, moving the ball around nicely. All of a sudden they've slowed their pace, and has nothing to do with the weather, because it's nice, cool, good conditions here.
Colin, and they are playing right into the hands of Goodwood here with this space.
Well, here's Parisian. Ball played wide. That's a good ball for Williams, who's on the overlap, but he gives it away. It's picked up by Wickham. Plays that ball towards James. James being fouled, is it? Yes, it seems to be a foul, as there was Williams in the back of James and just pushing him, and it's going to be a free kick for Goodwood.
Let's see what Goodwood can bring up here, can produce here.
So Goodwood, if you're now joining us here on Sportsmax, Goodwood Secondary School in the championship division of the Tiger Tank Secondary Schools League. They're up against the Premier Division team in Speyside High School, and they're holding their own. This is INTERCOL. This is knockout. Lose and you go home. Here is the ball sent over to the far side. The heads will go up. The loose ball goes out towards Smith. He sends it back in field, but it's stopped there and only cleared by Toppin as far as looks to be Phillips. And this is Phillips again, not in his usual forward position. Has to come from the back, but that's a good ball. There is the keeper had to be alert. He got it towards Martin, and Martin was a little slow in reacting, and by the time he picked it up, turned with it, the keeper, good bit of goalkeeping by Thomas, by Jaheim Thomas.
Colin, I have to say, Goodwood is getting more and more into the game.
Yeah, certainly are. I remember in the first 20 minutes, we kept talking about here goes Speyside again, putting Goodwood under pressure. But I think in the last 15 minutes, this game has totally changed. It's a much more even contest now.
Yes, Colin.
Well, here is the ball played towards Trim, but again, that's not Trim. The man who has come wide is Reyes Gray. He's normally in a striking position, but he's come wide. And has Trim gone more into the middle?
Yes, Trim seems to be
into a striking position.
Into a striking position.
So even that, they're now playing around with Sid. Here is this man going down there is James, and the ball played into Morris. This is Morris, and good bit of defending by Darren, but Morris gets it. This ball goes, what a save. Here's Phillips again, and he gets it outside. Well, the crowd here is absolutely going crazy for Goodwood, because you thought Morris would have scored. The rebound came to Phillips. He hit it beautifully, and that man in red there, Jaheim Thomas, made a tremendous save to the shot, and the rebound, he hit it outside. But that was two excellent saves.
Yes, great. Colin, and this is where I have to say, Speyside is looking very vulnerable.
The wobbling?
Yes, they are wobbling here.
If it was a boxing match, Sid, you would have said the champion is wobbling.
Yes.
Well, but at Phillips, he hit it. He hit the first shot. He hit beautifully, but give Smith credit. Or sorry, give Thomas credit. He dived to his right and he pushed it away. The rebound went to Phillips, and that time he could get outside. Well, here comes Speyside. We haven't seen them attacking for a little while. It's with Campbell. And he gives it away. This is Clark. Running now at Parisien. Is he fouled? No, says the referee. And he does well. And eventually, no, the referee calls back the play. And he is, in fact, going to give a free kick. I did think that he was fouled by Parisien. He lost the ball. And I did think he was fouled. But the referee tried to play the advantage. Now, Sid, they're in a good position here with this free kick.
Well, this is...
You talked about over the wall and dipping.
And this has the same trajectory. This is a good spot here that they can get it over the wall and get the dip.
Well,
but they need they just need a little power with this one here.
Okay.
Because this is center.
You're asking a lot. You're asking for power,
with yes, and precision.
I hear you.
But this is dead center, and it is very tricky for the goalkeeper.
He didn't go with the power, Sid. You saw he did it with the side of the foot. He went for placement more than anything else. He tried to place it around the wall, and he did get it. It dropped in front of the keeper, and the keeper struggled a little bit to hold on to it. But what it did miss was the power that you asked for.
Yes, with a bit more power, he might have rebounded, and someone has a second chance.
Yeah. Well, here's Williams, but he loses out. It's all Goodwood at the moment. This is really David versus Goliath, and Goliath is on top. Here is James.
And you can see the confidence here in Goodwood.
Oh, yes, suddenly, all of a sudden, they're playing with this confidence. It's at the back this time with Jordan. Ball played wide to James. Well, that's not a good ball. The intention was good, but it's won by Toppin. Plays it forward to Reyes Gray. But the keeper, what I like about the keeper as well, he's quickly off his line. And he's got to be careful, though, because I've seen where keepers tend to come out and find themselves in no man's land.
No, but his starting position is very good, Colin.
It has been. It's a long kick forward. That's about 42 minutes, just 3 minutes left in the game to complete the first half. And who would have thought that scorecard you're looking at? Speyside 0, Goodwood 0. That ball played down towards Morris. Is he going to get there before Dalrymple? That's a very good tackle. Really good tackle coming in from Dalrymple. Sliding across the outfield and getting there before Morris. Had Morris got there, he could have very well been away.
Yes, Colin, because it seems to be one-on-one inside. And this is where I have to say I like of Goodwood, because they are springing the ball early just for the strikers to run on to turn the defense of Speyside.
Well, here is Campbell playing playing that ball towards Toppin. He slips, keeps it in, but with a slip, it gave Smith the chance to get the ball, but it's picked back up in the midfield by Speyside. And here comes the keeper. He's got to be. Oh, that's another. Listen, that's excellent keeping. But still, danger here as Campbell coming inside. And is he fouled? No, says the referee. And it's going to be a throw. Again, we see the keeper coming out. Very confident, winning that ball and putting in that tackle. So he's almost playing like a sweeper keeper, isn't he?
Yes, he's playing like a sweeper keeper. And he's doing it pretty well, because he's reading the play. And he's always quick to clear when the ball is over the top and clear the danger for Goodwood.
Alexis Ashby is the man in the upright. Alexis Ashby, who has done a good job so far in keeping the score sheet or keeping Speyside out. This is Toppin, but leaves it there for Jaheim Gray. Still, Jaheim Gray gets it to. This could be problems, but goes straight over towards the near side here, where Toppin is there. Plays it towards Burnett. Back to Toppin. Well, that's Trim, sorry. I keep saying Toppin. It's Trim. And the ball goes over to the far side, but it goes out of play. It's going to be a goal kick. Yes, that is Trim out on this right side.
Colin,
You look at Trim. His level has dropped, hasn't it, Sid?
Yes, his level has dropped. But you must just look at the body language of Speyside players. You can see that they are frustrated. They don't know what to do.
Well, we're coming up to the 45th minute of this game. And so it could very well be going into the halftime goalless. And you have to say that Goodwood had the better chances. We'll have to wait and see just how much added on time there will be. I'd expect a minute or two from the referee as the ball played forward towards Morris. Searching ball there for Gray. And this is Walton, but it's one in the middle of the field. This is Jaheim Gray. Looking to get it to Reyes Gray. Making the run is Trim. This is a good run. Unfortunately, he plays it back in field, and there's just too many blue shirts. But here comes Speyside through Gray. Reyes Gray. And a good tackle, excellent tackle again from Jordan. And the referee has blown the whistle there to indicate that the added on time that he's put with the 45 minutes has come to an end. We're at the half here, and would you believe it, Sid Gray? You would have lost your house, everything, if you said at halftime the score would have been Speyside High 0, Goodwood Secondary 0.
Yes, I would have lost everything because I expected a higher quality from Speyside High. I think Goodwood has, I have to say, played the perfect game right here because they have frustrated the Speyside High when they are defending, and they are springing great counter-attacks on Speyside High.
And of course, you've got the guys up front like Phillips, Speedy Phillips. Martin is playing over on that far side. He's also having a good game. And then there's Walton, there's James. I think as a unit, they're combining pretty well.
Yes, they have. And this is maybe surprising to some of the viewers here today. But Speyside High, and I have to give the coach some credit. He has his tactics right here today.
He certainly has his tactics right. Well, he would have seen a lot of Speyside, wouldn't he? Whereas Speyside may have not have seen as much of Goodwood.
And I think that's where we are right there, Colin.
Yeah. Well, that is the situation. We're at the half here at the Dwight York Stadium in Tobago. It's the Tobago INTERCOL quarterfinals. The first game of a doubleheader. Speyside is coming up against Goodwood, and it's Speyside 0, Goodwood 0. We'll take a break.
Beautiful island of Tobago. It's the Dwight York Stadium. We are live for the Tobago zonal quarterfinals. It's Speyside High School against Goodwood Secondary, and we're at the half. And there is a beautiful shot of the island of Tobago, but it's goalless at the moment. But we've had a lot of great moments here. Both teams have had their moments, but neither team has been able to break the defense. Let's have a look at the highlights. And it started with actually Goodwood. This should have done better. Two men at the back post. One was Phillips, the other was Walton. They got in each other's way, and eventually the ball went straight to the keeper. But this is a long shot, but going over the bar. The shot there coming from Justin Clark, and never really got over it. But there is Speyside. This is Toppin getting it to Jaheim Gray. He as well having the shot, but high, and really nothing coming of that. And then this ball pass, there was the keeper trying to go wide with it. And Phillips just getting to the ball, slipped, had the shot. It was saved by the keeper. And then the ball cleared upfield. And then this was Martin. The keeper came out. The ball was played to Martin. We then had the free kick. Just to the left of the keeper, bounced in front of him. He did well in the end, Jaheim Thomas, but the free kick there coming from Clark. So let's have a look at the stats, Sid.
Yes, Speyside High have 8 shots, Goodwood 8 shots. Shots on target for Speyside 0. Very surprising here, Colin. Yeah. And 6 shots on target for Goodwood Secondary. Fouls committed. 6 by Speyside, 4 by Goodwood Secondary. No cards here. Offside, no offside. 2 corners, Speyside, 0 for Goodwood. And 6 saves for Speyside High and 1 for Goodwood Secondary School.
And Sid, those stats really tell you what happened in the first half. Look at the shots on target. 6 from Goodwood and none from Speyside. It's been a game of the first half, really, the first 15, 20 minutes, maybe Speyside, but not creating much. And then the last 25 minutes all belong to Goodwood.
Yes, Goodwood has I think they start a bit slow, but get into their own. The longer the game keeps going, Goodwood keeps getting more confidence, and they are playing with about 6 defense across the back there, and they are keeping Speyside at bay.
Do you
And-
think? Do you think the reason for the slow start was a little bit too much respect for Speyside? Sorry, for Speyside from Goodwood.
Yes, I believe they was a bit nervous there because playing from a championship to a premiership team, I think there should be some nervousness, and being in the Intercol maybe it's a knockout. And
Yeah.
you know, having seen Speyside playing
In the Premiership, yeah.
maybe having will bring some jitters to these young Goodwood players.
Yeah, and what I like about them, and I think the coach mentioned it before the start of the match, where he said, listen, they've got nothing to lose. They're going to go out there and they're going to give everything. And you can't fault any of these guys, even the goalkeeper, Ashby. What I like about Goodwood, they have a perky thing about them. They just won. They seem to, they don't stop running, if you catch what I mean. And they're running down every single ball.
And that's great because they are believing in themselves. The coach has belief in them, and once the coach has belief, it rubs off on your players.
Yeah.
And I think that is the belief from the coach has rubbed off on the players.
Well, Speyside, I think you made mention, Speyside, their level seem to have dropped. Is it a lack of... were they surprised maybe by how Goodwood were playing?
It could be both, or it could be lack of confidence.
Yeah.
And I think lack of confidence because of the last set of games that they have played in the Premiership, they has done pretty well.
Yeah.
So it can tell on them in this kind of games. And I think they need to come out and play with some more positive intent.
Yeah. In the second half.
In this second half, to conquer Goodwood.
Yeah, well,
Aye.
certainly the coach, I would think he would go into that dressing room, and I think he's going to look to perk up his players and say to them, look, you can't go back out in that second half with that type of display. However, again, we're at the half here at the Dwight York Stadium. It's the Tobago quarterfinals, the Intercol, it's COCA-COLA Intercol Tobago Zone quarterfinals. We're at the half. It's Speyside 0, Goodwood 0. Welcome back here to the Dwight York Stadium in Tobago. It's the Tobago Zone quarterfinals. It's Speyside up against Goodwood. It's goalless at the moment. Sid, what can we expect in the second half?
Well, I expect Goodwood to try to do the same, frustrate the Speyside high attacking, and I think, for me, Speyside should come out with some more intent, and I think with some more purpose to try and put Goodwood High on the back foot in the second half.
And I would expect Goodwood would be looking to at least get the ball into the back of the net. Well, we'll have to wait and see. As we just waiting for the referee to get this second half going. And once he does that, we should see, let's hope that we get a result and we don't go into penalty kicks. So here we go, the start of the second half as the ball played long there by Burnett, trying to get Gray going. Reyes, as the ball picked back up in the midfield, as coming forward with it is Jaheim Gray, and eventually cleared upfield. And is it going to be a free kick for Speyside? It appears that is it going to be a free kick?
Seems to be a free kick.
Yeah.
For Speyside.
Yep. Not too sure. There is Jaheim Gray getting up, but it seemed that at the end he was. I didn't think it was a foul because the player from Goodwood played the ball, but maybe in the follow through he caught Jaheim Gray.
Seems to be like that, Colin. But nevertheless, there's a free kick.
In a good position again.
And dead center.
Yes, and let's see who is going to take it. Burnett is there. And, well, that's strange. They took it very quickly.
It wasn't a free kick, it was a drop ball, Colin.
Yeah, that's right. Sorry. It was a drop ball. I just looked away at the moment and then realized it was a drop ball. But here, that's a good kick by Alexis Ashby, sending it right up to that right side towards Martin, but it's picked back up here by Williams for Speyside as he's trying to go down that left side. Speyside in yellow and Goodwood in blue, and that's a good ball, getting it forward to Trim. Trim sending it. This could be a chance here. Oh my word. The ball came off his hand. It came from his foot to his hand, but you have to think that Reyes Gray should have done better. Sid was a great ball in field from Toppin, and Gray moved into it, and the ball came off of his boot and went onto his hand.
And Colin, that was a great run there, great cross for Reyes Gray. I think Reyes Gray should have done better, at least hit the target.
Oh, he should have. He should have hit the target. There's no doubt about it. But here's Toppin, in the meantime, getting it back towards Eastman, who then sends it long forward, but straight into the hands of Alexis Ashby. And he sends the ball upfield. Martin can't control it, and it's played down towards Toppin. Here goes Toppin again. Looking to come in field with it. Got it on that right foot. Sprays it right across to the man there at the wide position in Trim. He sends it back in field, and eventually it's picked up here by Burnett. Burnett looking to go down that right side, being confronted at the moment by Walton, and he takes it out of play. It's going to be a through for Goodwood. Thought at a minute it might have been the throw for Speyside, but it actually came off of Trim. And here is the throw sent towards Justin Clark, but he loses out. As this is Jaheim Gray, sends it across, and the keeper intercepts there. Wasn't able to hold on to it. A little bit of a raising, you call that, but it's won here by Reyes Gray. Sends the ball in field. Speyside with intent now. Here comes Trim. Well blocked. And they've started the second half much better. They started the second half, Sid, just as they started the first half, where they put Goodwood under some pressure.
Yes, Colin, and this is what I expected from Speyside. Keep going after the Goodwood team. put them under pressure.
Well, the ball spread wide on the left towards Walton. And eventually Williams comes off of Williams. And Parisian is going to get there. Sends it back downfield. That's a good ball towards Trim, who couldn't control it. And he goes down. But in the meantime, away goes Wickham. And Trim still down. And ball going up the left side towards Wickham. But Trim is down and the referee has called a hold to play so that Trim can get some treatment.
Is it Trim playing with an injury? I find he's not moving freely, I find. Is it?
No, I don't think so, because certainly no mention was made of that. And in the first half, he was certainly moving forward. And I just think I tell you, I think it's a lot of frustration building up in this Speyside team. I don't think they would believe that after coming up on 50 minutes, this score would still be goalless.
But Colin, they have to blame themselves because of their performance, how they are playing. So if the frustration is building, they have to blame themselves because of they are not the intent of how they came out. They caused this frustration on themselves.
Yes, there's Eastman, but he can't get past Smith, and it's going to be a throw. Eastman is going to take the throw. Sends it downfield, looking there for Toppin, but he can't control it, but it's cleared straight into the path of Jaheim Gray. He's looking for this. He delayed too long, didn't he? He had the opportunity to go for the shot. He pushed it, and by the time he looked up, a defender was on top of him. But here goes Goodwood. This is Phillips. He's looking for the pass. He goes wrong his man. Still Phillips. Is he brought down? Yes, says the referee. It's going to be a free kick in another very dangerous position here for Goodwood. But every time this man, Riquelme Phillips, gets the ball, said, you got to get excited, don't you?
Yes, you have to get excited when he picks the ball up because he keeps going after these defenders. But Colin, this play has broken down from Gray. He has the opportunity to have an early shot or slip it to Philip.
That's right.
And he dally on the ball too long, and the counter-attack came, and now there's a free kick on their end.
Well, the referee just signaled into the wall to get back. He's actually saying to them, stand where he is. He doesn't have the little marker. Didn't walk with his marker. But it's going to be a free kick. Now the question is, who's going to take this free kick? Let's see. Is it Walton? Is it Clark? Let's have a look and see. There is Philip standing next to it. He left it. And that's a good save. That's another very good save there by Jaheim Thomas. He keeps them in the game.
Yes, Colin. Colin, I'm just was thinking, is this gonna be the one goal and Speyside will be under pressure here?
It was a good free kick, wasn't it?
Very good free kick and a very good save here, Colin. All around good, all around football here.
Yes, there is Jaheim Thomas. He's kept them in the game. You had to think that Goodwood, they've had about 2 or 3 really good chances. And it's all been made by that guy, Riquelme Phillips. So it's going to be a throw. Are we going to be headed for penalty kicks then?
Colin, that will be exciting, Colin.
Well, might be excited for you, but I don't think it'll be excited for the coaches. But when it gets down to penalty kicks, it's really a lottery, isn't it? And the nerves start to play around. But here is Burnett looking to play the ball through towards Trim. It's picked up here by Smith. Long ball. Trying to get Walton going. Walton, he gets possession. Confronted by Parisian. And Parisian gets a booted, plays it out, and it's going to be a throw for Goodwood. So Goodwood Secondary School holding their own here against the big boys, Speyside High School. Burnett turned with it, gives it to Trim. Trim goes wrong his man, and Trim on the go, going down that right side, looks for some support, gets it inside from Jaheim Gray. Gray gets that ball back out onto that right side to Trim. Trim blows past his man. Here is Trim. Sends the ball across. Oh no!
That's
It
goal
goes
number
out
one.
to the keeper's hand. And it's in the back of the net by Toppin in the 55th minute. And you have to feel for Alexis Ashby because he reached a stage where he was saving everything. The ball came across. He should have collected it. It bounced out of his hand. And there was Jalon Toppin to put the ball into the back of the net. Jalon Toppin has made it 1-0 for Speyside High in the 55th minute.
Colin, one intent, great intent run by Philip, and it created a goal. Although
I think it was Trim, wasn't it?
Philip, that's Trim.
Yeah, it's Trim making the run.
Making the run.
And then Toppin
finish it off.
Yeah.
But this is where he has to do his damage. Keep running at the defense, and this is what I've been saying all the time. You have to put them on the back foot, run at them.
Well, here is...
But I have to feel it for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you really have to feel it for the keeper. So here is Campbell looking to get Toppin going. So there is the... confirm the score, but this is another chance. This is Trim again. He goes down. The referee, is he going to award a penalty? I think he's awarded a penalty.
Yes.
Yep, he's given a penalty. Now, Trim, he tried to keep his foot in. I said, give him credit for that, but he just couldn't. In the end, he went down, and Speyside now have a penalty. So in the space of 2 minutes, they suddenly could find themselves 2 goals up. And it's that man again, Trim, who has been responsible for it.
Yes, Trim. When he goes at the defense, there is intent he creates, and that he needs to do it more often, Colin.
Well, who is going to take the kick?
Seems to be Trim.
Is it Trim? Yes, it is Trim. So here is Trim. He created the first goal for Toppin. And basically, he's the man who got the penalty. Here is Trim. Oh, that's easy. That's easy like Sunday morning. He just waited, pushed it away from the keeper, and Speyside, for all the good work Goodwood did in the first half and held on for close to 10 minutes in the second half, all of a sudden, it's Speyside. They now take a 2-goal lead.
Yes, Colin, and this is where we have to say intent. When you give yourself the chance of putting pressure onto the defense, you create fouls, you create holes, so you can play easily, Colin.
Well, the question is, Sid, how can Goodwood come back from this 2-goal deficit? Or is there no way back for them?
Colin, never say never, because the way they has played first half, they could have been 2-0, 3-0 up at the first half.
So you think if they can get a goal back, they could be very well be in this game. Here is the penalty where Trim, he tried to keep his foot in and just couldn't. And eventually the referee said penalty. And look at that. Very easy, just tucking it away from the keeper to make it 2-0.
Yes, Colin.
So here is Campbell getting it back to Eastman. The ball is in the middle with Burnett. As this is Gray giving it to the danger man. All of a sudden, Trim he's got a little bit of a spark, but that's a poor cross. He'll be very disappointed with that. Should have done much better. And it goes behind, and it's going to be a goal kick for Goodwood.
Colin, first half, Philip wasn't having all this space on the flank. Now he's getting a lot of space. So they are enjoying Trim is enjoying a lot of space on the right hand side here.
He is, and you mentioned that he wasn't getting all that space in the first half, and suddenly in the second half he's been left a little bit more open by Jordan. In the first half, you remember there was Jordan, there was then there was Wickham who was coming back, double teaming him, and they seemed to have not gone with that ploy in the second half. But here's Toppin, the man who scored the first goal, turns with it, has the shot over the bar. He should have done better. He turned nicely with that, And you had to think that once he got his laces on it, he would have kept it down and would have put the goalkeeper under some pressure.
Yes, Colin, I think he did everything right besides the shot. He leaned back on the shot, Colin. Great turn here. Nice push, but he leaned back on the shot. If he had just gotten himself over the ball, it would have been a lot of trouble for the goalkeeper because he had enough power to trouble the goalkeeper.
Yes, well, of course, I'm Colin Murray alongside Sid Gray, Sid, the former national standout. Yeah. Tobago born, so he knows these guys very, very well. He knows this field here, the Dwight York Stadium, very well. He knows Tobago very well, as this is a ball chipped forward by Burnett, but it's picked up here by Goodwood as they try to come forward with it. That is Williams. He's going to have to, he turns well with it. He's got inside, he's got Burnett in support. This is Burnett. Let's have a look. He goes all the way back, gets it to Dalrymple. Goes wide to Eastman, and you could see a little bit of confidence now creeping through in this Speyside team. They're back to just knocking the ball around, keeping possession, but every now and again they lose it. And this is going to be a free kick for Goodwood. Clark sending it upfield. So another young man I feel a little bit for, Phillips, who's had a really good game for Goodwood.
Yes, Phillips has been very good for Goodwood throughout this game.
So a throw for Goodwood. Throw sent in there. The return ball goes towards Smith, and he sends the cross in. Not a good one, of course. It comes off the outside of his boot and goes behind. It's going to be a goal kick for Goodwood. Rain is kept away, which has been really good. We've not had any rain. I think rain in Tobago early this morning, and since then it's been a really beautiful day.
Yes, it was a lot of rain this morning, but the weather is a nice day, nice, cool, lovely day to play football, Colin.
Yes, you would have enjoyed yourself speeding up through the wing.
Yes, Colin. I'll be running non-stop on this. Yeah.
You started off as a striker, and then for some reason said you went back as a right back. What caused that?
Colin,
you weren't scoring enough goals.
no, Colin. I don't know, but I have to give Coach Mohammed, deceased Coach Mohammed Easter, has shown something in me, and I have to say he brought me back to play wing back, and from there.
You made the national team as a wing back as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yes, I remember that. Oh. I was talking about you never saw you make the kind of rash tackles that Brent Sancho made, you know.
Colin, I think I made more rash tackles
than Brent Sancho?
Than Brent.
No, that's I find that difficult to believe. But here goes Speyside, looking for goal number 3. This could be it, as he's turning with it, and really and truly, it looked like Ray's Gray. He should have hit it. He had the opportunity to hit it with his left foot. He seemed to look to try to turn back with it and lost that opportunity to put it in the back of the net. But that should have been goal number 3.
That was a change from number 18 is on and Gray is off.
Oh yeah, Gray is off. The number 18 player. I thought it was Gray, but it is the. Yes, it looks like Terrell Moore is the man who has come in, and Ray's Gray is off. So I saw the 8, and I thought that was Ray's Gray, but it's actually number 18, the substitution. I didn't see that substitution. It's number 18, Terrell Moore is the man on. He had a great opportunity to put that ball in the back of the net. Yes. With probably his first touch of the game.
Yes, Colin.
Well, here is the corner. Eventually, still, Goodwood not getting it away. And Jordan.
But Colin, I have to say, you are trying to get me in trouble with Brent Sancho.
Not at all. Not at all.
Yes, Colin.
Not at all. I did not. All I said is that Brent Sancho makes more rash tackles than you did, and you said no.
You will not get me and my ex-teammate and my good friend into any dispute, Colin.
Okay. Let me. You said but. What is that but about?
I will say something after Colin.
So 64 minutes gone here, and Speyside leading by 2-0. The goals coming from the Toppin in the 55th minute, Jarlon Toppin. We see a substitution here for Goodwood. Number 17 and number 16 are on. And we'll just give you the names. Darlington is on, as well as Davis. So those are the two players on. The number 17 player in Darlington and the number 16 player in Davis. So Darlington has seemed to have picked up a position in defense. But here is the free kick sent upfield, and goalkeeper Alexis Ashby takes it and sends it upfield. A little bit of a scrimmage there for the ball. Eventually, the referee is awarding a free kick.
Yeah. Colin, these Speyside is now starting to show their dominance, to show that they are in the Premiership.
That's right. Well, here is a free kick. Long ball, searching ball, but it's aimless really, and it's going to go all the way to the keeper. Headed away by Dalrymple as far as Williams. He's going to play it forward, gets it to Moore looking to play it through towards Toppin, and there is towards Trim, and Trim just pushed it a little bit too far ahead of him, and he is down at the moment, and the ball is still in play. The referee hasn't seen what's happening, but this is Moore, and Moore is looking to take the shot, but the referee now will call the play because Trim is lying down there on the goal line, so the referee will have to call it back.
Trim is catching.
Not too
to
sure.
be stretching his arm.
Yeah.
His arm
Let's hope it's just cramp or something like that, and it's nothing more serious than that. So just about 66 minutes gone here, and Speyside on the way to the zonal semi-finals.
Yes, Colin, I have to get back to my dear friend Brent, right?
I'm listening to you. I'm not.
See,
I'm wary to say anything.
You see,
I'm listening.
I'm blaming for the goal against Trinidad and Tobago because of his rasp. He cut his rasp after the World Cup. If he didn't have his rasp, we might have at least get a draw against England.
You're very right. You're very right, Sid. You're very right.
I know he will be coming after me next time.
I have told him that on many occasions. He should have cut it before the game, not after. But I don't know why his teammates didn't cut it right away.
Colin, I know I'll be getting a lot of trouble from Brent when he come back. But.
Well, I didn't say nothing. You said it, so I'm safe. I'm safe with him. So you bet your life a few of his friends are going to be WhatsApping him and saying what Sid Gray said.
Yes. I know before the game is over. My phone will be blowing up. I'm sure Brent will be texting me. But it's all good and fun with me and Brent.
Well, that's good. That's always good because, again, you all created history, when the 2016 went to the World Cup. I mean, that was a magical moment for the Twin Island Republic at the time, the smallest nation to qualify for the World Cup. But here goes the ball sent infield, but it seemed to have taken a deflection, and the goalkeeper, Ashby, got it before it went out. So he's going to send it upfield. Long kick looking for that man Phillips. The ball is going to go out, and it's going to be a throw for Goodwood. So it's a situation where Goodwood, they've got it all to do now, and it seems to me that they've just dropped their intensity a little bit as well, Sid. Not Phillips. Phillips is he's been playing the same way for 69 minutes.
He's a bright spot in this Goodwood school.
No doubt. So that was Toppin, has gone over to the left side, or to the right side from the left side. That's Dalrymple, long ball, looking for more. And Toppin gets possession, but he loses it. This is Darlington, the man who has come on as a substitute. Going up that right side is Smith. Ball played all the way back toward James. Still James in possession. Oh, he gives it away. And well, a little bit of a wrestling match there, because there was I think he's going to get a card. Yes, he gets a card as well. Javan Smith. So the first yellow card of the afternoon.
So, Colin, what you say, that is a tackle that...
That's a Brent Sancho tackle. That's right. That's right. That's a Brent Sancho tackle. He just throws the man to the ground, gets the ball, and hopes the referee doesn't see. But on this occasion, Javan Smith was not able to do that, and he gets a yellow card, the first of the afternoon. We see Speyside looking to make another substitution. Deontay Jack is going to come onto the field, and I think he's come on for Jaheim Trim. I think Trim has injured himself, and and he's walking off to the side. He's going towards the bench, but I think he's had a really good afternoon. Assisted in one goal, he created the penalty for himself, and he scored the penalty. So there is Trim on the bench, and he's been replaced by Deontay Jack. So Jack, the number 13 player, goes on, and it's going to be interesting. We see Goodwood also making a substitution. There's the number 18, Solomon, Jabari Solomon, is on, and we'll have a look and see who he has replaced. Yes, he has replaced Keelan James. So Solomon on for James for Goodwood. And this is a throw for Speyside. Eastman with the throw. Playing it in field, gets it to Burnett. Plays it there to Jaheim Gray. He loses out. The ball played upfield towards Clark. Still Clark in possession. Now, Burnett does well. Is he brought down? I think he's brought down. And they're going to free kick. Going to go the way of Speyside.
Colin, I think the game is getting a bit chippy here.
It suddenly has lost its momentum, hasn't it?
Yes. And Goodwood seems to be a bit more physical as well.
Well, I think they've reached the stage where they're 2 goals down, and they just realize they're not very much in the game, and Speyside is controlling things now. This is Toppin, who scored that first goal, made by Trim, and that sends a good cross in, but it goes over the bar, and it's going to be a corner. It's headed over the bar by the
defender.
Yeah, it looks like Clark, the man who headed it over the bar. It's going to be a right-sided corner for
and I think it was a time.
Oh yeah, it was, because Moore was just on the back of him, wasn't he?
You're looking to trying to the spectacular.
Yeah, there was Moore, and then there was Jack as well. So the number 13 on the back of Jack here is the corner. That's a good corner. Goes over to the far post, and no one was there. But this is Eastman. He's going to send it back in field. Oh, could be problems, but the keeper does well in the end. A little bit of a deflection, and the goalkeeper Ashby was able to get hold of it. Here goes Phillips. He's looking to run at the defenders. And he's twisted one way and now has the shot, unfortunately for him, goes wide. I like his little movement though. He's always looking. He never looks. Every time he picks up the ball, there he is, number 11, Riquelme Phillips. He's always running at the defenders, trying to put them under pressure.
And that's a sign of a striker that has great intent. He knows what he wants to do with the ball early. He knows he has to go after them, and he's continue going after them. That's his strength, and he's using it.
Oh yes, no doubt. Well, it's going to be a free kick for Goodwood. His man seems to be Justin Clark going to take the free kick. Darlington is there. And Phillips is also there, but Phillips is now going into the box. And this is another, they're not going to get power. They've got to put their laces through it, Sid. And I think here's a ball kicked out by Thomas straight onto the body of Phillips. And the ricochet went towards, it went towards Walton, but he was not able to get hold of it. And it's cleared downfield.
Colin, as you was mentioning, with the free kicks, right? You can get power, but it is a very difficult art.
Well, I want to take you up on that because I'll tell you something. Those are the things, and this is my beef a lot with some of these teams. They need to practice these things more, Sid. So, for example, some of the shooting we've seen. Oh, that's a good save. Brilliant save there from Thomas. He's had a good match, hasn't he?
Yes.
And, some of the shooting, for example, some of the ball control, some of the passing. The only way you improve that is by practicing it. And even when you're kicking free kicks, you've got to practice it. When you're not going. It's not going to come in a match. You're suddenly going to walk up to the ball and smack it into the back of the net from 20 yards out.
Yes, Colin, and you are quite correct. But they need to do the extra, the extra of practicing. The repetition is a thing, and I think some of them do not do enough repetition.
And that's my problem. You look at some of these free kicks, and surely if they've been practicing things like that, they put their boot through it, through their laces through it, and they'll be surprised how much power they can generate and also the direction. But here is Williams for Speyside, but he loses out.
As I was saying, Colin, as well. Some has it the natural ability to do it.
But then again, as a coach said, the coach will identify those type of players, wouldn't he?
But as I'm saying, the natural ability to do it is not just you have the natural ability to do it alone, but you have to do it consistently. And some of them just don't have it, but they have to do the practice and the repetition, and they do not do it enough for me.
That's right. I agree with you 100%. It's not done enough. But a free kick here for Goodwood. Just about 12, 13 minutes left, and whatever added on time the referee will give. Here is the ball sent upfield. Sent in there. That is the number 14 player who has come on as the substitute. That looks to be no, that is not substitute. That's Javan Smith. He was one of the players to get a yellow card. As a matter of fact, the only player so far to get a yellow card. Looked to get it across. Came off the defender. This is Clark with the corner. Not a bad one, but headed away by Parisian. And that's the shot comes, but goes wide. Shot coming there from Clark and going just wide of the goal. And going to be a goal kick. In the meantime, player is down. Not too sure who it is at the moment. But the referee has called the physio on to get some treatment.
Colin, that seems to be number 5 in the midfield.
Is it Burnett?
Yes,
Could be very well be Burnett.
Yes, Burnett. Colin, and this seems to be the occurrence keep happening in the secondary school football.
That's right.
A lot of cramps.
So it seems
that they are not taking enough fluid in. or the legs is not fit enough.
Yeah, that's very true. There's Campbell, one of the midfielders for Speyside. He's also run quite a lot. And the goalkeeper Jaheim Thomas. He's had a good afternoon, hasn't he? Made some. We saw the
double
stats.
save, the double save.
Yeah, we saw the stats at the end of the first half where he made 6 saves.
Yes.
And it's been really good. The Speyside looking to make some substitutions again. Hilon Batiste and Quinton Brooks. They are 2 players. There's the coach. They called him Ricky Stewart, but he's Ryan Stewart, the coach of Goodwood. He would be happy with his team, their performance for the first 55 minutes before the first goal. You know, they were really good, but just didn't, at the end, it was just too much for them. As young goalkeeper Ashby.
I feel sorry for him, but Colin, you see, when you have your opportunities, you score them. If you know you're the underdogs and you get few, you know you will get few chances, try to get them to the back of the net. So when you get them to the back of the net, you are putting pressure on the favorites, and they didn't do that.
Yeah, very right. You couldn't be said any better. Well, there is the man down is Burnett, and he's being ushered off. I'm sure he's going to be one of those to be substituted because there are 2. Yeah, he has to be substituted because he's being lifted off. No stretcher. Little surprised at that there's no stretcher here. And he's being lifted off by his teammates. Surely we should have had a stretcher here for this game.
Yes, Colin, I think so.
Yeah, so Burnett is off, and I'm sure he's not going to return because he's getting treatment. And we'll have to wait and see who the replacements are. As we said, it looks like Brooks is one, and the other is Batiste. But however, we've restarted. The kick goes downfield. We're just in the final 10 minutes of this game now. And the ball played nicely by Jaheim Gray. Out wide to Toppin. Toppin looks around. Trying to dribble his man. Comes in field with it. Gets it back to Gray. He's trying to get the return ball to Toppin, but it's cleared upfield. This is Campbell. Out to Williams. Playing it back in field towards Campbell. He loses out, but it's picked up by skipper Paris the end. He's a cool customer, isn't he?
Yes, Paris is very cool.
Yeah, he never seems flustered. But here comes Moore, giving it to Toppin. Toppin turns nicely with it. Is he looking for the shot? Oh, he was just falling over at the time. And Speyside still in possession. The ball played goes wide towards let's see, that man there wide. The ball comes across.
That's a show.
Yeah. Oh. It was Eastman. Again, Eastman coming forward and playing that ball across field. We see the substitutions. Well, Burnett is the one. He's already off. And let's see who is the other substitution for Speyside. The man coming off. That's so there is the number 17 player, Batiste. And then the number 20 player, Brooks, is also going on. Eastman is the man coming off. So Brooks, the number 20, has gone on. And there is Brooks. He's going to get his first touch. Turns with it nicely, but a good, strong challenge by Phillips. Going to be a throw for Speyside. And the other man gone into the midfield is Batiste.
Batiste has gone to right back.
Yeah, well, is he gone to right back?
Yes, he has gone to right back.
So it means that Williams is probably going to push up into the midfield. Nickel Williams, who was playing right back previously. So he's going to push up into the midfield as Campbell decides to go back to Dalrymple. Plays that ball forward. Getting it there to Jack. And this is Gray. Getting it to Toppin. Toppin on the go. Goes past his man. Is he going to... Oh, that's poor. He should have looked to square it back. There was the Jaheim Gray coming in at the edge of the box. And then there was Jack who was making that run. and Toppin decided to go for glory himself, and he hit it over the bar. Really, not a good shot at all. He had better options, Sid.
Yes, he had a lot more options there. I think he should have tried to square that one, but he went for glory at that cute angle.
Throw for Speyside. So 2-0. I think, Sid, at the end of the day, we expected Speyside to win, but would you say just 2 goals? I thought it might have been 4 or 5.
I thought it might have been 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But the 2 goals, I think Speyside didn't play pretty well for the first half.
When we see the referee calling over 2 of the players, I think Darlington is one, and Jaheim Gray is the other, having a word with them. There was a little bit of a wrestling match between the 2 of them, and ends with a nice shake hand. Always nice to see that. So it looks to be a free kick. For Goodwood in the final 5 minutes of this game. The free kick going to be taken by Clark. Sends it upfield. Coming away with it is Williams. It's a good run from him. He's going to go down that right side. Sends it across to Jaheim Gray. He can't control it. It's won by Darlington. He gives it back towards Clark. He sends that ball upfield. It's picked up here in the middle by Justin Clark. He sends that forward. And this is a good turn. Lovely turn here as Smith going forward with it. Sends the ball across. It seemed to have taken a deflection. So he's won a corner. So a corner for Goodwood. Speyside leading 2-0. Goal scored in the 55th minute by Toppin, and a penalty by Trim in the 57th minute. So it's going to be Clark with this is Tyreek Clark with the corner, headed away, and the shot comes, but it's picked up by Dalrymple. He clears it downfield. This is Moore. Turns with it. Goes past 2 men. This is, they're totally open now. 3 yellow shirts to 1 blue. Moore is trying to go past his man, and he misses. Oh, my word. He had Jack at the far post. He had Gray inside, and Moore going for glory. He's missed it, and it should have been in the back of the net. So this is Smith. Looking to cross it. It comes off the boot of the defender and goes out. And is it going to be a throw for Goodwood? I think it will be. Here goes, this is Toppin back in the heart of his defense. Brooks picks it up, sends it downfield. So this is Smith looking to get it across. Eventually it's going to be cleared away by Brooks. No, he loses out. And it's regaining possession. And he's won a free kick. So just about a minute and a half to go, and then we have word that it's 3 minutes of added on time. So Davis is going to take the free kick. There's goalkeeper Thomas just telling his defense a thing or two. Actually, it's going to be Justin Clark with the free kick. Not cleared. Eventually cleared away by Campbell. It was that ball looking to be played towards the left. As this is another situation where Goodwood will have to retreat. This is Smith. Or this is Jack, sorry, in possession. Looks to play it back towards Moore. Moore. This is Williams. Back in field, but cleared away. Williams regains possession. Looking to give it back to Batiste. But Williams going down that right side. Gets the crossover and it's cleared away. It's going to be a corner. So we're just coming up to the 90 minutes. And there is 3 minutes of added on time. The Speyside making another substitution. Looks to be Toppin making his way off. And the player going on is George. Dion George. There is the number 21. And he's replaced Toppin. The heads go up and it's headed towards the goal, but blocked away and then cleared upfield by the goalkeeper Ashby. Ball played wide towards the man who has just gone on as a substitute. George couldn't get a proper cross in, and it's Jordan in a real tussle now with Jaheim Gray. Eventually, the loose ball picked up by Williams. He sends it back in field. Gets it to Dalrymple. Dalrymple sends that ball across. Eventually, it's Goodwood on the go again. Long ball upfield for Phillips. Is he going to get there? He gets there. Well, I would think both him and the keeper, Thomas, got there at the same time. And the ball ricocheted off of Phillips, and there was no danger in it. But there was Phillips again Thomas again doing yeoman service for his team. So a player down at the moment. The player is the skipper in Parisien. Parisien down getting some treatment. In the meantime, Goodwood looking to make 2 substitutions. Number 15, Smith, and number 3, Ramsey. Both Smith and Ramsey. Well, Ramsey looks like a toddler with the number 3 on his back. He looks all of I would hate to say he looked all of 12 years old. But he's getting a taste of the action here. He's heading towards this left side of the Goodwood setup. Is Emmanuel Ramsey. Good to see a young lad like that. Let's hope he gets a touch or 2 of the ball, because we're coming up to the 3 minutes of added on time, and we'll wait and see exactly how much more time the referee adds on. But Ramsey has come on at that right wing position, almost wide on the right. Long ball forward. Looking there for the substitute in Smith. There's Smith. He couldn't get possession. And Speyside come away with it. This is Campbell. Turns nicely with it, but he slipped at the most inopportune time. And he's gone down. But here is Ramsey. Oh, and back comes Brooks. Robs him of it. And he's won a corner for his team. Every time that the ball was going to Ramsey, the crowd was in an uproar. So it's going to be a corner for Goodwood. So we're just about playing a minute and a half over the 3 minutes of added on time. Let's look at this corner. It shouldn't be long before we hear the referee's whistle. Eventually it's cleared away. And there it is. The referee has called an end to the proceedings, and Speyside have come away winners here by 2-0. Two really goals made by Jaheim Trim. The first one, and then the second one, he was brought down in the area. The referee ordered a penalty. He got up and he put the penalty away from the keeper, and just like that, it was 2-0. There we see the goalkeeper as well, Jaheim Thomas. He made some crucial saves in the first half to keep Goodwood at bay, and he was also very, very good for Speyside. But at the end of the day, Trim as well, both players, Thomas and Trim, you could argue for both of them being man of the match. And one was ensuring that the scorecard be kept blank in terms of Goodwood. And let's have a quick look at the highlights. And there is Thomas, firstly saving that one, a ball coming across. And there is the shot coming, but going way over the bar. No trouble there to Thomas. And here is Speyside on the attack with Jaheim Gray. He has his shot, but it goes way over the bar. And then a mistake here by Thomas. He looking to pass the ball, didn't do a good job. Phillips, he slipped at the most inopportune time, but there was Thomas stopping that first shot as the ball was played through toward Martin, and out came Thomas. Did a good job there. Free kick for Goodwood. Just bouncing in front of Thomas. He scrambled to get hold of it, but in the end got hold of that. That was the end of the first half. And in the second half, immediately a free kick there and a good save from Thomas again. He really had a good game here for Speyside. But this is the man, Trim, going past the left back in Jordan, then sending the ball across, and the simple task Toppin had of putting it into the back of the net, but it was made by Trim, by Jaheim Trim, going down that right side, squaring the ball, and the ball came off of the keeper, and Toppin had the easy task of putting it into the back of the net. And there goes Trim, going past his man. He stumbled, he tried to keep his foot in, lost it, and immediately he went down. The referee has awarded a penalty kick, and Trim got up, and he put it away into the back of the net to make it 2-0. And really and truly, it was all about Jaheim Trim in terms of the offense for Speyside, as again, they had another chance. This was Toppin, had the shot, and he should have done better, went over the bar. And then Moore, giving it there to Trim. He went through, got a little bit of an injury, had to be substituted at that point in time. But Goodwood never gave up. And ball coming across, a flying save from Thomas. And eventually Williams is the man clearing it. Then the corner coming in. Shot comes, and it's wide of the mark. The shot there coming from Tariq Clark. And then another shot from Jack going over the bar. This was the last play where